Every time June rolls around on the calendar, I forget how to dress. Suddenly, amnesia. It all escapes me. I have clothes in my closet. I love fashion. I love style. I thrift all the time. So why do I have nothing to wear? Why do you have nothing to wear? Every summer comes around, you're like, I feel like I have nothing to wear in the summer, and it's when you should be wearing the least, the most minuscule, right? Allegedly. So why does it feel like nothing in your closet works when it comes to summer? I low-key started to hate summer fashion because I'm like, fall, you can layer, you can do the things, but in summer, I was like, it's not working. Something's not working. But then I realized I don't actually hate summer clothes. I think I hate trying to reinvent and live this dream summer every single summer, bringing back substance, depth, and character to why we love, share, and buy products. You already know the deal as someone who loves all things beauty, wellness, thrift, and vintage fashion, but most importantly, culturally rich experiences. I was craving fall off the bone like a rib on July 4th, okay? Off the grill, fall off the bone craving something that felt like the cross between a Substack article and a traditional YouTube video. So I created it. Welcome back to the M.A.C. Edit. My name is M.A.C. Just the other day, I heard say, what could I? Just the other day, blown up everywhere on socials, you, I'm sure, saw this picture. If you clicked on this video and you haven't seen this picture yet, you're probably not as chronically online as I am, but I'm here to, of course, help and keep you up to speed. Our girl Zendaya stepped out in basically fresh off the runway, fresh off of the models behind. I don't even think the material had time to breathe from the model to Zendaya by the time it hit her body. And so this look, it took us all by storm. We were like, boom, 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 pow, okay? And of course, the internet went absolutely crazy. Not just because the dress is beautiful, and not just because Zendaya is beautiful, and not just because Zendaya is becoming an absolute icon when it comes to red carpet looks, but because it felt right. It fit the moment. And once I noticed this, and I've noticed this trend over and over again, it really made me reframe and rethink about how I focus on summer style. And if you're like, Nia, I get it, but however, I'm not Zendaya. I don't have Zendaya money. Me neither. Okay, me neither. I don't have Zendaya money. I'm not getting things fresh off the runway. But I think there's a lesson we can all take from it. So let's talk about it. Most stylish person that you know in your life, in your sphere, maybe online, maybe your favorite celebrity, maybe your mom, your dad, your cousin, Uncle Fish, your brother's daddy's uncle, who is the best dressed person you've ever met. What you find most stylish about them probably isn't necessarily just entirely the look, the clothes. It's because they're always dressed for the moment. They always understand the assignment. You already know the person who you're going to invite somewhere, and they understand the assignment. That is power. That is social currency. Being able to understand the experience and the moment, and to be able to arrive and dress for it in your full-blown power and in your full-blown authority and confidence and grace, that is a skill that not many people have, but don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to have it. Law Roach, who is Zendaya's wonderful, amazing stylist, bust down baddie, okay? Law Roach and Zendaya have become absolutely well known, especially again for red carpet looks when it comes to this method of dressing. And it's literally what's called method dressing. And if you're not into styling, fashion, don't worry, I'm going to help. I'm going to educate you so that you can apply this to your own life. Method dressing is essentially this idea that every outfit that you put on, or every outfit for an occasion, should tell a story. It should read to the audience. It should read to you, the people who are seeing the outfit, what you're trying to convey to it. It should meet the moment. It should tell the story of the character, of the moment, of the occasion, of the whole thing. The clothes belong exactly where they are. This is true for me. This is true for the most stylish people I know, that you know, your favorite Pinterest board. It's because the outfit and the style meets the moment. Now, this is where the summer disconnect starts to happen, where we all go into our closet and we're like, what the heck is going on in here? Why don't I have anything that feels like it fits this summer? It feels so last summer. It feels so summer 2019. And this is why you know you have that friend, and you could be this friend. You're the friend who someone invites you to brunch and you always show up with the perfect brunch outfit. This could even just be your uncle who's out on the grill, who always has on the perfect uncle slide, the unction to go with the grill moment. Your coworker who always somehow shows up with a perfectly tailored outfit, suit, whatever it is. And maybe it's your grandmother who you have such fond memories of, who always had the perfect dress outfit, 2-3-piece layered church outfit for the occasion. Okay, there was for Women's Day, for Mother's Day, for Easter. They had the grandmother church outfit down to a T. Think of that person right now. When you close your eyes and think of that person, it's because their outfits aren't random. They may have range, but they're not random. They feel deeply connected to the moment and to themselves. Style isn't just what you wear, it's how you bring it to life. You can literally be wearing a white tee, but how you bring that white tee to life changes the dynamic from this person wearing a white tee to this person wearing a white tee. So why does bringing your clothes to life in the summertime feel so much harder than probably any other season? Well, just leave it to the internet, because summer didn't just stay a season on the axis, on the solstice, on the hemisphere, okay? It didn't just stay a literal season on the earth, touching grass, feet in the sand, Tim's on the concrete. It didn't just stay a season, it became an entire aesthetic. European summer, tomato girl, Pinterest boards, resort wear, holiday wear, vacation reels, luxury travel, perfect summer vacation. Summer didn't just stay a season, it became a lifestyle in and of itself. Now every summer season we have style trends that pop up around different aesthetics or brands of how to have your summer. Europe summer this, Mediterranean that, coastal grandmother, quiet luxury, New York City summer even. Guilty as charged. Every time you're scrolling on your feed, especially when you're on your explore page and all the things, boop to the bop, everyone looks like they're having the best, most aesthetic, wonderful, lovely summer. They're summer maxing it up. But it's quietly telling you, hey, you don't have the clothes in your closet to support this dream summer. And that's why you feel like you have nothing to wear. Your summer closet really isn't good enough to do all these things. And suddenly you find yourself up at night filling up your carts and have so many tabs open on your phone of layaway, afterpay, hideaway, stuck in the back of your closet of clothes that you bought for vacations and for things in the summer that you're not even doing. You have an outfit to go on a yacht in the Hamptons and you have never even been to the Hamptons. You have an outfit for your Italian vacation summer that you're planning 2 years from now. Of course. Can we quiet on the set? So you have all these tabs open in your phone, on your browser, with carts full of clothes for vacations that you haven't even booked yet, for places that you may not even be going, to be very honest with you. Like, I have safari vacation outfits, that I have planned, but I do not have a safari vacation booked. That's not to say you're not going, because I truly well believe that you are going and we're going to go on those vacations and trips. But this is why on Tuesday, when you get up in the morning to clock in and to lock in, you feel like you don't have outfits that express and feel good and, are stylish and all the things, because you're planning for places that I'm sorry, you're not going right now. So we don't just buy for the seasons anymore. We end up buying for aesthetics. Now, the summer that I grew up with, I don't know about you. I would love to hear your summer stories of how you grew up, because there's a range. There's so many different experiences that we all have, and I absolutely love to hear them all. But as for me and for my summer, what I grew up with, summer wasn't necessarily an aesthetic. It wasn't like luxury vacations. It was not even really going to Disney. Okay, Disney's so expensive. Shout out to the parents out there if you're taking your kids to Disney, or the Disney adults. It's expensive as hell, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, for me, summers looked like neighborhood walks, hopping on my bike and staying out and riding around the allowed blocks that I was allowed to be around until the sun was going down and the street lights were coming on. Okay, you had to bring your ass back right in front of the house by the time those street lights were on. Summer camp, like public school, very chill summer camp. Not talking about sleepaway camp like we're in the Parent Trap. That's why I love the Parent Trap so much, because I thought that sleepaway camp concept with the bunk beds and like all the things and the activities, I thought that was so chic, and I'm like, why can't I have that? Vacation Bible school, we already have gone through how just growing up basically in the church, at the church, on top of the church, left the church, came back to the church. Vacation Bible school was a crucial week as a part of my whole summer schedule. Okay, I was not missing that for nothing. Going to the public pool, being excited when the public pool got a little upgrade with a little slide on it, a little water slide, fire, and just being outside. just being outside. My shorts and my little, tank top and my little matching outfit, my little Aeropostale, something from, Rainbow. It wasn't a whole like shebang of, okay, let me have the perfect summer wardrobe for this perfect summer lifestyle. It was about being outside and enjoying the actual season. I think we need to get back to enjoying the actual season, and that will allow our style to breathe and to resonate with the moment. You'll feel so much better about what you have in your closet. So let's get to it, because I never thought that I needed a summer wardrobe. I just needed clothes that let me live for summer. And then the internet creeps in and I start seeing everyone online going on Euro summer, all white party, went to the club, 6-inch stiletto heels, stiletto pumps in the club. Okay, wedges with the espadrilles with the little wraps around the ankles. Some of my favorite creators, some of the best luxury resort wear fashion and vibes I have ever seen. And I'm like, wait, do I need this stuff? And then I'm like, girl, you have to have vacation money to have a vacation wardrobe. So I had to stop myself in my tracks. I had to come back down to reality just a little bit, un poquito, not too much, and say, wait, we didn't all grow up imagining these same versions of summer, but social media has a way of filtering it to us that now we all have the same idea of what our summer should look like. Therefore, our wardrobe should reflect that. This is where I think the conversation should shift, and this is how I'm going to help you shift how you think about summer style and to work the pieces in your closet and how to buy pieces for the rest of your summer, okay? Because summer's not over yet. I saw a commercial the other day that was doing the back to school and teasing fall just a little bit, and I said, absolutely not. I rebuke that in Jesus' name, okay? Because what are we talking about? I know it's July, and I know, some places, especially in the States, go back to school like at the crack of dawn in August, but absolutely not, okay? We just had our first heat wave. Let me get through like one more heat wave, and then maybe we can consider wrapping it up, but I am gonna live in the moment, okay? We had a brutal winter here in New York City. Okay, so we're going to finish this summer style edit in the middle of the summer, period. Don't worry, we'll revisit fall, we'll revisit winter when it's time to get there, okay? Be easy. Be easy, big fella. So summer fashion and the marketing of summer style isn't really just about the clothes themselves, because it's like less material, it's less clothes, it's less things that you actually probably need to buy, honestly, to get through the season. But they have gotten us good. They have gotten us real good, me too, of selling us a life for the summer. The linen set that they're asking you to buy isn't just about the linen set. It's about you sitting in that linen set on the coast of Italy off of the Amalfi Coast with the Aperol spritz in your hand. Raffia tote is sitting at a black-owned luxury resort in the Caribbean somewhere. The two-piece athleisure summer set in the nice new summer drop color. The slow morning has to do with you making a nice slow iced coffee and then doing laps around the West Side Highway in New York City. The white pure cotton dress is about frolicking around in the Hamptons on a Sunday afternoon. It's a storyline attached to each one of these clothing items. And there's nothing wrong with the storyline, and there's nothing wrong with doing any of these things. Okay, I go out east to the island. I like to go on vacation. I like to do, I'm a part of this social experiment. We're right here together doing this together, but I think it's more important about how we shape these stories for ourselves to fit into our lives. Don't confuse the fantasy that they're selling you for the clothes for what you actually need your clothes to do for you. Because what the clothes need to do for you in your closet is a requirement. It is not a suggested, okay, maybe they'll do this for me and then poof, I'll be, with Aperol spritz and the linen set on the Amalfi Coast. I need the linen set to be able to get me to brunch with my girls on the weekend, or I need the linen set to go with me to the grocery store. So don't confuse dressing for summer for dressing for a vacation all the time. Vacation lasts a couple days, it can last a couple weeks, but summer is an entire season. And we need to focus on building our wardrobe for the season rather than just the specific moments. And whenever I'm getting dressed now, or whenever I'm going shopping or thinking about something, I say stop buying outfits and start buying pieces. Start buying pieces that are going to live and breathe and move with you and work for the 7 days of the week rather than just the 7 days of vacation. And yes, you need to have those occasion pieces, but if you always have things that are outfits for occasions or outfits for an aesthetic in your closet, when you wake up again on that Tuesday morning and you're trying to get dressed to just go do some things and you want to look cute and put together and feel like you're expressing yourself, but you have nothing to wear because you can't put on your, raffia tote with your spaghetti strap, high-low maxi raffia dress, then what are you going to do? And that's why you're going to feel like so frustrated because you have nothing to wear. So instead of always asking what's trending, what's hot this summer, we need to ask, what does my actual life in the summertime require? If you are interning right now for college in the summer at like some company and you need to worry about your corporate summer fashion, that's what you need to worry about. If you have 6 weddings to go to this summer, you need to worry about not only just the wedding dresses, but okay, do I have enough travel pieces? Do I have enough like in between pieces for the summer? If you are working at a summer camp this year, you don't need to worry about having, 16 open-toed sandaled shoes. If you're working in New York City and you're going between the subway and here, there, and everywhere, you need to have wearable shoes that are going to work for your footwear and not necessarily 15 pairs of wedges that you may not be wearing every day. Unfortunately for me, most of my summer isn't spent putting my toes in the sand of Antigua or, marching around Positano or, strolling along the coast of LA. It's actually going on the hot concrete of New York City from the subway and so forth and so on to run my errands and do all the things and go to work and be a hot girl in New York City. So I have to think about my summer fashion in terms of, okay, what am I going to wear on a weekly basis, going to and from meeting friends for coffee, for business meetings, for shopping, bopping around, for block parties, running errands, filming, going to workout classes, getting on the city bikes, working, and just overall living. So you have to ask yourself, where are the key places, where are the most frequented places that you're going to be going, and what are you going to be doing? Because those are the places where you really want to feel like you can express yourself, you can live, laugh, love, you can eat, pray, love, and mind your business. Because if you don't feel confident, sexy, hot, okay, you know what we're saying, bring back being hot. If you don't feel that in the summertime in those places, you don't have to wait for vacation to feel that way, babe. You don't have to wait. I had to stop and say, wait, why am I shopping for somebody else's summer calendar? So these are things that I've been reaching for constantly, my go-to everyday kind of pieces this summer so far, that I'm like, yes, this needs to carry into not only the rest of this summer, but into the fall. And how can I take the same methodology with me? Okay, this may sound super obvious, but there are a few key things that I have been reaching for so far this summer that have truly, honestly saved just a lot of days and outfits and stress. Have a solid linen lineup. And I feel like this sounds so simple and basic, but it is true that you do need to have a core staple wardrobe even in the summer. Have your core staple cotton pieces, your core staple linen pieces, and really focusing on nice materials. And now also is a perfect time that I found to really mix and match. So I have a go-to pair of sandals and a go-to pair of flats. So I have these Rag & Bone sandals that I've been really surprised that I've been reaching for so much. I think because it is a sandal, but it does have a closed toe, but it has the wraparound, so it has some dimension and texture to it. So really finding a pair of footwear that works with your lifestyle. And again, people beef with wearing open-toed shoes around New York City. I don't think it's the end-all be-all of the world, but do I 100% want to do it? Absolutely not, really not. And I think it's just safer too. You never know what's going on down there. So having these shoes is like the best of both worlds. Like I can feel like I'm having the sandal lightness, funness of summer, but also still protecting my toes and my feet. Finding a good sandal that works for multiple occasions and for where you're walking to, where you're running to, what you need to do. And my second pair of go-to sandals are these thong flip-flop heels. I've gotten these on Amazon. I also think you can get them from a couple different places like Steve Madden. I've seen some variations that I have pinned that I really do like that I might save for another time. But I think just having nice pairs of open-toed little sandal flip-flop thong heels, it really elongates, adds something fun, and you can dress them up, you can dress them down for the summertime. Love, love, love. Everyday jewelry. I'm sure you've seen me on the Mac Edit. I love a jewelry stack. I love a ring stack. I love the things. But sometimes you just need to have a couple core pieces. I have this Cartier necklace that I never take off. This is my always on me. Got that thing on me. Okay, don't try to run up on me because I will knock your ass out. But also just have a couple of pieces that you can layer that you like. Like I have this charm pendant that I got from a little boutique. This other chain necklace is just from H&M. So just having a base of a necklace or everyday jewelry that you wear, and then you can stack, layer, add to, take away, and then just add something fun. Literally one of my rules of thumb now, especially when I was deeply really getting out of the trenches of, mental health battles. Something that I always lean into, of course, loving style, loving fashion, loving thrifting, is breaking up with the idea that every outfit that you put on has to be the most groundbreaking, the most like iconic outfit you've ever put on in your life. That's when I've come up with honestly some of the best outfits, when I release myself from the shackles of thinking that yes, this has to be the best outfit I've ever put on. If you have that pressure every single time to feel like you can put on an outfit, take a picture, go out, do what you want to do, especially if you're like aspiring content creator, things like that, girl, just put that outfit on. Just put the clothes on. Put the white tee on and just accessorize, and that chic, okay? That chic. It doesn't have to be the most iconic, drip down outfit you've ever put on. Sometimes less is more. And then also it can free up you feeling like you have to have all these, again, outfits in your closet pre-made, ready to go, when you just have pieces that you can put together and layer and stack. So having a good, nice, simple, everyday jewelry stack that you can layer and add more dramatic pieces on, iconic chef's kiss. Now, a summer tote is critical, and especially, again, I'm biased because my life, I live here in New York. I have to have a tote bag everywhere I go. You have to have a million things with you at one time. Little cute bags are good for, going out teeny bopping at night, but a tote bag is usually what you'll see me with. I love my winter like work tote bag that I have. This is Coach Juliet bag. Love her. That was like a great, wonderful purchase for the winter time, but I don't want that big leather, black, heavy, clunky bag with me in the summertime. So switching it up for a lighter, more handmade, woven, something that moves with the outfit and moves with something lighter material that you're wearing, like linen pants or just like denim shorts, something like that. Make sure you get a tote. If you can find like a local artist to make a tote, or if you go on Etsy and find a nice tote that works, don't be afraid of a pop of color or something that you feel like you may not wear year round. This is a yellow tote. It goes with or complements almost all of my outfits. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing for like a daytime outfit. This yellow tote goes with almost everything. So you would be surprised. Get you a tote in like a pop of color or a different texture than you normally would, because it's summertime and you can have the room to experiment and have something to move with you. So this tote it's been my like go-to. I was expecting to change it in and out, but this has been my go-to tote all summer so far. Now, sunnies. I used to have a little bit of a problem, like a little bit of an addiction to getting sunglasses, but I also found myself being like a little bit overstimulated when I would be out and there's like sweat dripping down, the sunglasses just like sliding off my face. So I do love the brand 12 p.m. Studios. I think their sunglasses are absolutely stunning, and I just have been following Janae, who is the creator of that brand, forever, since she was High Low Lux on not only YouTube but Instagram, all the things. If you know her story, if you follow like black fashion content creators, I just absolutely love her. I think she's iconic. Her brand of sunglasses is fire. It gives that designer luxury statement piece with like less of the price. And also another place that has really good sunnies is Madewell. They have some on sale usually. I have a nice cat eye pair of sunglasses I find myself constantly grabbing for, and also ASOS. ASOS has some really great sunnies for an inexpensive price. And last but certainly not least, go to your local thrift store. Go to your local thrift store. You know, I am a thrift queen, thrift goddess, okay, if you will, thrift extraordinaire. I am team go to the thrift store. And if you don't have thrift stores that you love around you, I know it's such a privilege to have so many amazing thrift stores here in Brooklyn and in New York City in general. Go online, do online thrifting, all this, that, and the third. Go on Japanese eBay, do what you got to do. Go get pieces that you normally wouldn't gravitate to in your big box retail stores, and find those special pieces that someone's like, hey, where the heck did you get that? And you're like, it's likely one of a kind, boo. Or, you might have to go find it on the secondhand resale market. Please shop secondhand resale. Some of my favorite pieces have come from there. I found these Nike Jacquemus collab sneakers I know I've talked about here on the channel before. I've found a DKNY little white summertime bag, just some amazing pieces that you normally wouldn't click checkout on online, but when you see them in person or you see them secondhand, you're like, actually, that's fire, and such a good compliment to your outfit. Now we've talked about where to get some of these pieces and some of my favorites right now. Let's talk about how to actually make sure that you're leveling up and really breaking up with the idea that summer styling is so hard that it's so difficult. Because in my humble, honest, unprofessional, professional opinion, I don't think you need more clothes. I think you need a clear picture of your life and of summer, and that will give you the unlock, the breakthrough. hallelujah, that you need, okay? You'll be set free. So step one, you're going to open up your app on your phone. You're going to open up your Notion. You're going to open up your calendar. Whatever you need to do, go find what your schedule is looking like for the summer, for the next few weeks, hell, for the next few days. Dress for your calendar and not for your imaginary Pinterest board. And I don't say that to mean that your Pinterest board isn't going to come to life, but I promise you the next 5 to 7 business days are probably going to come a little bit faster. So what do I mean? Let's take this generational run that I was having leading into Juneteenth week and weekend. I looked at my calendar. I said, okay, boom. This is going to be an iconic week. Being able to go through my calendar and also be excited about the plans that I have coming up. And even if your plans aren't something elaborate, like throwing a Juneteenth party with your friends, going to a block party, going to a girls' dinner, going out that night, it doesn't have to be all these things. That's just me and mine, okay? And I love that. If your week is much more slow, much more simple, much more, hanging by the pool with friends, going for an evening walk in your neighborhood, spending time at the park with your kids, like whatever your calendar looks like, I promise you, it is sufficient. It is enough. And I love you for that. Look at your calendar and say, okay, what do I need to wear, or what pieces are going to make me feel most confident, comfortable, and wearable in my calendar coming up here, so that when you get to the night, when you do have a little bit of girls' dinner, you do have a girls' night, you got the babysitter scheduled, you got date night scheduled, whatever you have, and you're like, yeah, I need a little bit of an outfit, a little bit of a pick-me-up, you don't feel like, wait, all I have is work clothes, or vice versa. All I have is teeny bopper clothes, but when it's time for me to actually take a business meeting, I have no summer workwear. You have to dress for your calendar, and you can plan appropriately. I feel like this is where that friction comes every decade, every change of season of life, because especially for women, our seasons of life and the things change sometimes rapidly and sometimes, overnight, where you have this existential crisis where your closet doesn't match your lifestyle. Suddenly you leave college, you're going out into the real world, and all you have is teeny bopper clothes. All you have is crop tops for the bar, and you don't have a wardrobe for the 5 business days of the week, because now you actually have to be about your business. This is where it comes postpartum, and mothers really struggle with, hey, I don't align with what's in my closet anymore, and I feel like I need a whole new separate wardrobe, because you have to dress for your calendar and dress for the occasion. And it doesn't mean it has to be frumpy. It doesn't mean it has to be boring. It doesn't mean it has to be something, not you. You can find ways to dress and bring your character and tell a story to your week. Now, number 2, you're going to have a summer uniform. I feel like my summer uniform right now has been a t-shirt. And I'm not going to lie, that sounds so boring, so dumb, but it is truly been such an unlock to allow me to enjoy the rest of my pieces in my closet the rest of the time that I don't have on a t-shirt. Whenever I'm just getting really frustrated about what to wear and I get in there and I'm still like, something's not working here. Nothing is wrong with throwing on a white tee and changing up what kind of bottoms do I have on. Do I have a linen skirt? Do I layer a linen top? Do I layer a lace cami on top of this? You can just start with something so basic that starts as your uniform and go from there. In the fall and in the wintertime, I love a blazer, okay? I love a blazer. You would swear I'm having a business meeting all the time because that's how much I love a blazer, but that's my uniform. That's where I feel comfortable. That's where I feel confident. That's where I feel muy bonita. Don't be afraid to have a uniform, and don't feel like it's basic, and don't feel like you need to switch it up every time. You can just change small things and small tweaks. The most stylish people repeat outfits. They repeat pieces. Don't feel like every time it's one and done. Got to get it out of here. And they don't reinvent themselves every single weekend. And what I'm telling you is going to free your pockets. It's going to free you from trying to put things on Afterpay that you don't need to put on Afterpay, sis. Repeat the outfit. Outfit repeaters are cool. Say it with me. Outfit repeaters are cool. Número tres, dress for your real summer. Dress for your real summer. This summer for me is not necessarily a summer of a lot of travel, of going out of the country, of being in France, sipping champagne on the sidewalk. It's not Caribbean vacations. It's not going to Cabo Wabo and taking tequila shots. It is not that for me this summer. It's a northeastern New England kind of summer. It's a New York City summer. It's going out to Long Island and just having walks by the water. It is going back back and forth between the subway when it's 90 degrees. I have to dress for the summer that I am having. So therefore, I need to make sure I have outfits to take my meetings every day and have something nice from the top up, especially if you work, online, remotely, on camera. Like maybe you need to have more tops that you feel more comfortable, more bonita in. You need to have walkable shoes. You need to have light tennis shoes. You need to have ballerina flats, things like that. Instead of, I don't need to go right now invest in 50 different bikinis. Would I love to, because I would like to be in a thongkini immediately right now? I would love that. I would love it. I would love it. I would love it. But it would be silly of me right now to go buy a bunch of bikinis knowing good and damn well I unfortunately don't have like a tropical vacation coming up anytime soon. Anytime soon. So sorry to tell me. And if it does pop up, I serve a God of surprises. I serve a God that loves me and will put me on a beach, amen. And I believe in that. But let that time come. We're going to be there and we're going to be ready. But if I spent my time, my hard-earned money and my energy planning for vacations, for outfits, for things in the summertime that don't actually align with the summer that I'm having, I'm going to be sadly disappointed when I wake up in the morning and look in my closet. And that's probably where you are right now. Now, I say all of this to say that is why summer style has felt so hard for so long, because it's not about wearing less and going out more. It could be. And it's not because we forgot how to dress, okay? The girls still got it. We still remember how to be hot. Whatever that means to you, okay? Whatever that means to you. It's because somewhere along the way, somewhere across the summer 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Summer 2026 is really delivering. I promise you it is. But let's finish it out strong, especially with our wardrobe. We forgot what summer we're getting dressed for. You need to get dressed for your summer and to maximize your own summer than the one that you have imagined in your head that you may or may not be in yet. People I admire the most, the style icons in my head, being my own muse, I admire most isn't just dressing for aesthetics, and those are great ways to pull inspiration in, but they reflect the life that you're actually living and really able to express yourself in. And that's what I think is so great about personal style, because it is personal to you. It's personal to the life that you're living. So if you are going to Europe this summer, go off, sis. But what about the rest of the 60, 90 days of the summer that you have that are not spent in Europe? Do you feel just as bonita the rest of the days, or just as comfortable, just as whimsical going to the subway station, going to take the bus, going to the grocery store, running the kids to dance school, running the kids to camp? You can still be cute, you can still be chic, you can still be fly, you can still be whimsical, you can still be all of those things on the day-to-day. So maybe the best summer outfit isn't the one that gets you like the most compliments, the most likes on Instagram. It's not like the summer dress, because I have some summer dresses that I'm like, I love this dress, but unfortunately I can't wear my whimsical summer dress every single day. I have to have pieces that I actually love every single day for my life. So maybe it's about those couple of outfits, that core staple summer wardrobe that fits you the best, that works with you, that moves with you, and that you feel great. You forget and loosen that pressure to have so much summer style that you actually bring more style into your life. And you have too much meaning and character to not enjoy, to express yourself, and to live your best summer life, summer 2026 and beyond, okay? That's just my 2 cents. So, I love you so much. Catch you on the next one. Bye.